You just gotta listen.
Real talk that we talk about.
You just gotta listen.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite podcast, Truth Talks, where you hear the truth, nothing but the truth. So help us God. I am your host, Crazy Bone.
I am the co-host, Keith G.
And we back at y'all with another great show. Y'all know this. Thank y'all for lending us your ear. We greatly appreciate your time and your subscriptions.
Oh, yeah.
If you have not subscribed yet, please tap in with us.
Yeah, thank you for the comments and all that, man. We read them. They inspiring. They show love, man. So I appreciate all those things. We appreciate all that. You know what I mean?
All day. I mean, this wouldn't be no show without y'all if we didn't have y'all come in. I know y'all been hitting us like,
Where y'all at?
where the show at? Is it over?
Yeah.
No, it ain't over.
Nah, it ain't over, G.
This ain't over. We ain't even got started yet. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
We just had to. There's a lot of things going on. You know what I'm saying? Right now that we trying to establish with this show as well. You know what I'm saying? To make sure we bringing it more consistently and the proper platform. And all that. You know what I'm saying? But just stay tuned. We still here, man. We still bringing y'all this good information, good conversation. We ain't going nowhere. Okay. So getting right into our discussion for today, and that discussion will be one of my favorite topics: the power of music.
Yeah.
Now we done spoke about the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
We've touched on the state of music.
Right.
But I think it's necessary that we focus on the power of music and its influences, good and bad.
Yeah, both ways. Yeah.
Both ways. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether we realize it or not, music is very, very powerful.
Yes.
Very powerful, and it can be powerful in a positive way, or it can be powerful in a negative way. And we actually gonna touch on both. We're gonna touch on both, the good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot to it. It's very deep. We're gonna go beyond the surface of what some of you may think.
Right.
This podcast is going to be about. And so first, let's talk about the good music brings. I love music.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing. It is a wonderful thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, music is deaf. That's language even when you can't even speak to some people. You know what I'm saying? But I know we'll get into that.
It's lovely. Like whether we realize it or not, music is very, very, very powerful. And it can be, like I said, it can be powerful, good and bad.
Yeah.
But first of all, I want y'all to try to imagine a life without music. That's very hard to envision.
I'm thinking of commercials with just no music in it and nothing.
Look, because that little moment of silence we took, that's how it would be.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
even on the elevator, just ain't no doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. None of that.
Yeah, bro. I mean, just think about it. What if it was no sweet lullabies or nursery rhymes to help you get your little young ones down to
Get my ABC on, all that.
To help distract them when you need to clean the house or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Adults wouldn't have no love songs to serenade each other with. You know what I'm saying?
What we gonna wash our car to?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? People wouldn't have music to go out and dance to. People wouldn't even know what dancing was.
Real talk.
Dancing would have to be alleviated from the whole situation. Because,
no, that's real. What would you gonna do? Ain't no music, you ain't dancing, you just we just standing there.
You wouldn't have no lively, energetic pop, hip hop or rock music, no singing, no harmonies, no melodies, no instruments, nothing at all.
Dang, we just talking about the guitar. It wouldn't even be there. Ain't no need for if ain't no music.
Nothing. That sounds pretty boring. Like it seemed like a lot would be missing in our lives when you think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, it definitely would be boring. And I'm sure a lot of y'all would, feel the same way. And that y'all will agree as well as we do that music is very essential to human life.
Yeah, it is.
Very essential to human life, man. It was a gift. It was a gift that was given to us by our Creator.
Mm-hmm.
And music can stimulate nearly every human emotion.
Yeah.
It can put you in a calm, relaxed state. It can pick you up, and you know what I'm saying? It can pick you up when you're down. It can motivate and inspire you. It can make you laugh, or it can bring you to tears.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It makes you ask yourself. It makes you ask yourself, because I know I ask myself this: why does music have so much power? Why is it so attractive? Why are we so attracted to it? And that's exactly what we about to talk about today. And actually, y'all know this show. Everything on this earth that's here. I don't care who created what. I don't care if man made a plane.
Exactly.
Man made a car. All the materials he used came from what God made. Period. So he made this. You know what I'm saying? And the answer to that question is, why is music so powerful? It's because music speaks. First of all, like I said, music is a gift from God.
Oh yeah.
And music speaks to straight to the heart and soul, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, it's very powerful. And the reason so many people can be touched by music is because, like I said earlier, it's a gift from God. And any gift that we receive from God should be treasured.
But shoot, you know, man, no.
It should be studied and treasured. And I say study because you want to know, like, why did I deserve this gift? You want to know that. Like, man, I look at my talent every day. Like, I wonder why God gave it to me and not the person that was next to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. And then the person that was next to me got a gift I ain't got.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like we gotta treasure these gifts. And for music to prove that God gave us this music, there's a scripture in the Bible, James 1:17, that said, every good gift and every present is from God above.
Oh yeah.
So that lets you know right there, everything, like I said, I don't care who made it, who designed it, who thought of it. They thought of it because God gave them a brain to think about it. They had the materials to do it because he provided them here already.
Yeah.
Everything. It ain't nothing we done got from this earth that we created ourselves and said, no. From whatever material you made it from,
it's already here. It's already here.
For real.
You ain't invent no grits up in somebody else's kitchen. You know what I'm saying? That's their kitchen. They already had the grits up in there. You know what I'm saying? You just making them now.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? So this is a perfect gift that he has given to each and every one of us, young and old, to enjoy.
Yep.
And a lot of people may not know this, but music has a very long, deep history, you know, that can be traced back to before our common era.
Word. Even before we even started, you know what I'm saying? It's chapters in the Bible. I don't know where, like you were saying before too, I don't know exactly where they at, but you know, it's like sing unto the Lord, sing unto him with the harp and you know, the stringing instrument, or the whatever pipe you piping or something like that type of thing, you know. Sing unto him, that's praise. You know what I'm saying? You're doing that because that's glorifying him with the cymbal, is what is even saying in there also too somewhere. I'm gonna find a chapter for you, so I ain't just like I'm ripping off something. I'll bring it next week. But you know, those are things that, you know, music is great. God loved music. You know what I'm saying? And this is why he give it to us to glorify him. But you know, as we go along, we'll see how, you know, how we took those things and kind of used them for, you know, worldly situations, which is not a thing to down nobody about, because some people don't know what they got their gifts for. And like my cat was talking about earlier, we'll see about those things. So at least you'll know, you know what I'm saying, some things about the gift that you've been given today.
Oh yeah, like I said, you know what I'm saying, it started way back before our common era, you know what I'm saying? And I saw in one article I was reading, it says that African tribes played instruments like drums, horns, and bells. The ancient Chinese played a form of mouth organ and panpipes. The people of Egypt, India, Israel, and Mesopotamia played the harp. So yeah, man. So music has been, you know, like, this is nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing new. You know, like music has been around. The Book of Genesis also made a historical reference about music as well. In Genesis 4:21, it spoke about a man named Jubal, and it said that he was the founder of all those who played the harp and the pipe. And we also know that King Solomon, who, like his father David, loved music.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He loved music so much that he had the very best wood brought in to make harps and all those string instruments.
Yeah.
Because he respected that gift so much. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because back in the day, bro, if you wanted to hear some music, you either had to know somebody that could play it, or you had to play it yourself. You couldn't go get no radio and turn some music on.
Yeah, for real, bro.
Like, hey, Rallo, come over here and play something, man. Come on over here. You know what
and
I'm
if you got to leave, you got to just put Drake or somebody in the trunk. If you got your favorite artist, they got to ride in the trunk and sing the whole thing the whole time you're doing it. You know what I mean?
Right. You know what I'm saying? But, but in today's generation, it's at our fingertips. It's in our homes, it's on our phones, our computers, in our cars, at our jobs.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of platforms that we can get music from. You got Apple Music, Spotify, name it. It's out there. You know what I'm saying? A 2009 survey in one western part of the land said that 8 to 18-year-olds spend more than 2 hours a day listening to music and other audio recordings.
Wow. 18 hours a day?
Yeah, and that was almost 15 years ago, so I'm quite sure those numbers have increased due to the overload and technology and all these gadgets we got today.
Oh, yeah.
Which excuse me, which brings us to our next PowerPoint, why music affects us. That's actually the name of this whole, article I was reading, why music affects us, So we spend so much time, bro. We spend so much time listening and enjoying our favorite tunes, but we never really take the time to think about, why am I so attracted to this kind of music? Why does this stir up so many emotions or so much energy in me? You know what I'm saying? Like, because music does that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
it does.
It affects the brain.
Yep.
And the emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? And I want to read a few paragraphs from an article that I found on the, you know what I'm saying, on the website. Published, you know what I'm saying, published in 1999. The title of the article is actually, like I said, Why Music Affects Us. It says, music and language are uniquely human. A world without either would be hard to imagine. Both language and music are characteristics of the human species that seem to be universal, says the book, The Musical Mind. They are aspects of our need to communicate. So it could be said that as is true of language, when music speaks, our emotions listen. Why and how does music speak to our emotions? To answer that, we need to consider, 1, the musical elements themselves and the way that our brains process them. 2, our emotional makeup and cultural backgrounds, which influences our reaction to music. And 3, language, which can also affect our reaction. So all those things, you know what I'm saying? There's one line in that first paragraph, you know what I'm saying, that answers the question of why music affects us. And the reason music affects us like it does is because when music speaks, it's speaking to our emotions.
Yeah.
And our emotions listen.
Yeah, they do. And with the variety of music that it is, a dude named Solo told me from Gospel Gangsters, rest in peace, Solo. He had told me one time, he said, Keith G, people buy music that condones their lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I mean by even music can encourage you to do more as far as what you listen to it for. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Basketball players, for instance, you can't find one of them without a headpiece or head speakers on or some kind of, things going on inside their head before they start playing the game. They all got something that they're listening to hype them up, to get to that, get to that warrior mentality or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Basketball, football players, everybody does that kind of thing. It's their kind of method to get them hyped up about it. Like you were saying before, music got love people. So when lovers finna get together, they listening to some Freddie Jackson, Luther Vandross. I don't know what everybody listens to now, but you know what I'm saying? But them love making songs type of stuff like that. So, and we talked about it before too. When you're on the block and you about to go put some work in, you know what I'm saying? We got a thing called murder music. I don't know if they call it that no more, but it's certain things that you pop in to get you to that right mode to execute what you finna do to the fullest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
No, and that's real. So when you listen into a certain song and you getting happy or sad or mad,
Yep.
that's music speaking to your emotions.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's speaking back to your emotions. You know, and depending on what those lyrics are,
Yeah.
you just may react.
Oh yeah.
Now, we ain't saying that, you know what I'm saying? We ain't saying that the blame is totally on music.
It ain't totally no.
But when you got a mix, of alcohol and
Oh yeah.
those thoughts and, you know,
Whatever else
That
habit
music-
you got, yeah.
that music just kicks it right in. Like, let's go do this. You know what I'm saying?
A very and we saying it like that because it's a very heavy influence, because you got to understand this stuff is going into your ears. I don't
Yeah.
care what system you listening from it. The whole dynamic for it to do is go into your eardrums so that your mind starts to, you know, wrap around this, and you become to almost be what you're listening to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether good, bad, negative, positive. You know what I'm saying? You're most likely to carry those things out, you know what I'm saying, from an agent of music.
Yeah, and when I read this short quote, it says, "Listening to or making music increases blood flow to the brain regions that generate and control emotions. The limbic system, which is involved in processing emotions and controlling memory, lights up when our ears perceive music." That's crazy, man. That's
Limbic
deep.
system, that's cool.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So we need to look at the musical elements themselves and the way our brain processes them, like it says in that last paragraph. So I think it's 2 more paragraphs. I'm reading 2 more paragraphs. It says, the characteristics of music are often referred to as musical elements. These elements include the tone or timbre of an instrument. For example, the French horn has been described as portentous or heavy, and it sounds quite as different from the haughty trumpet. Although both belong to the same family or group of wind instruments, each of them produces overtones or harmonics of varying strength. This is what gives each instrument its unique voice. Composers use these qualities to create certain sonic effects to stir the emotions of the listener.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the first elements we become familiar with is rhythm, perhaps while we are still in the womb listening to our mother's heartbeat. It has been said that response to musical rhythm may be subconsciously influenced by our heartbeat or even our breathing. Hence, it may be no coincidence that most people appear to prefer musical tempo ranges between 70 and 100 beats per minute, the same range as the average heart rate of a healthy adult.
Oh, that's connected.
It's connected.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's a gift.
That's that bass drum that come
It's
automatically.
connected.
Doom,
Right.
doom. Doom, doom. That's a heartbeat.
Bro,
Doom, doom.
so it's that you just in the womb. Doom, 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 doom.
Coming out with something.
Doom, doom. You know what I'm saying? Just rock it, bro. It's deep, and it's how you know. So some of the biggest music arrangers, you know, they have produced, and producers have used these musical elements that was just described to captivate their audiences. Yo, and seriously, bro, sometimes if I'm really feeling the beat sometime, bro, and I'm zoned out to this beat, I can sometimes feel like I'm actually inside of the beat itself, just moving with it. You know, so you become like, if you feeling the beat that, and I just let the music guide me to where I'm supposed to end up at on the beat. You know what I'm saying? It's just like just falling into the beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how deep music is.
Yeah, we'll get like that.
Like you can get lost in it. And also in the second paragraph, it talks about from the time we was inside our mother's womb, and you know we becoming familiar with the rhythm of our mother's heartbeat. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We just sitting there chilling, and it's really ironic. 70 to 100 beats per minute are the most preferred tempo ranges in music, and that people like to hear. I'm definitely one of them.
Yeah, that's
Definitely one
the
of 'em.
normal, natural pace of listening to music. You know what I'm saying? Coming from the mother's heartbeat. And I didn't know that. That's a cool calculation. Shout out to the calculation people that calculate stuff like that. You know, because that's a cool something to know.
Man, so we first experienced rhythm, one of the most recognizable musical elements, like it said, from the heartbeat from our mothers. So God pretty much instilled this in us from the very beginning before we even came into the world. He was giving us this gift before we could even realize or understand that he was giving us a gift.
Yeah.
This is why when babies are born in the world and they're subjected to music for the first time, they react.
Yeah, they get to dancing
They
quick.
could probably never heard it before. They just get to going up and down like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Bouncing.
Diaper be full as it could be. They just,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
you know what I'm saying, getting it.
Yeah, so it's real deep. You know what I'm saying? It's showing you how connected we are because this came from him.
And
Music is
dog,
lovely.
and that's why what we saying, it could be positive or it could be perverted, because your body gonna react and your mind is gonna react to what is being reminded of in the situation. You know what I'm saying? You could play love music at any kind of time of the day. Somebody gonna start think of, you know, they reminiscing about the past tense of, you know what I'm saying, a romantic interlude or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could play some other songs where, you know what I'm saying, a beat down song, and you being reminded of maybe a time that, you know what I'm saying, you extra work on somebody, you know?
That's true, bro.
That's just how music can go. But in a positive thing for it, music is something that could really, I've seen music in the positive ways bring people together that didn't know what each
indeed.
other's talking about or nothing like that. I remember
Different language.
that USA for Africa thing they was doing, the We Are the World. They were singing that all over the world. They don't know the words. Some of them learn the words, don't know what it means, but they singing it all over the world. And it give them, and anytime you play that right now, it gives everybody a feeling of wanting to help somebody, you know what I'm saying, or look out for somebody. It put people in the spirit of that, you know what I'm saying? And that's difficult to do when you're living in the 80s inflation, you know what I'm saying, talking about departing with your money. But you know what I'm saying, that song influenced people to give to whatever was going down for that criteria at that moment.
Yeah, bro, that's true. Want to move to the next PowerPoint? It is music and the brain. It says some suggest that language and logic are predominantly functions of the left side of the brain, while music is processed in the right side of the brain, which deals largely with feelings and emotions. Whether this is so or not, it is obvious that music evokes spontaneous reactions from listeners. The journal Perceptual and Motor Skill expresses it in this way. Music has the power to create feelings and emotions in a quick and effective manner. What in a book would require many sentences for description, in music can often be conveyed by just one measure or one chord. As to the interaction between seeing and hearing and the responses to each of these, the book Music and the Minds make the interesting observation. There is a closer relation between hearing and emotional arousal than there is between seeing and emotional arousal. Seeing a wounded animal or suffering person who is silent may produce little emotional response in the observer. But once they start to scream, the onlooker is usually powerfully moved. So, okay, I had to admit, I'm one to believe that it was the opposite. I thought that, you know, it would be more emotional arousal seeing something rather than just hearing it. By, you know, but I guess it could still happen both ways. It's just an interesting viewpoint that they had.
It is, because I would have thought the other way, like how you thought too.
Yeah,
But seeing it would be, you know, okay, I see this. It's in front of me.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, like I would say, when people used to be like, oh no, hip hop is violent and rap is violent, but it used to be like, so is the TV shows you watch. So is the TV shows you watch on primetime TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, what's the difference? And it's like, y'all are taught, they hear you and they see you doing it.
Yeah.
So I still feel like it's a bit stronger than that.
Yeah, hearing it.
Seeing it, yeah.
Dog, yeah, because if you can see a picture of somebody suffering, but if you hear they screams,
yeah,
it's you're gonna react. That's a totally different thing.
Hearing it, you have to take it a step further. You have to envision it. You have to go about it your own way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to envision it. You do what you heard, but you got to make it do it your way.
Right.
When you see it, you can do it exactly how they show you how to do it.
Mm.
That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. Okay, but just saying all of this to say, man, make no mistakes. Music is very powerful.
Yeah, man. That dog. It guides. It's going to guide the way. Like that's why it's so predominant on the radio. You know what I'm saying? And whatever station people going to listen to it from, satellite, whatever it is, Siri, all of that kind of thing. Sirius radio, I mean, because that kind of stuff is going to pretty much guide the way that you feel throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people start their day with radio announcers from no matter what radio station it's going to be from. They even got him into their morning life. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a character in their the day to go right with the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? To feel like normal. Like if say something happened to where wasn't a radio kind of thing going on in the morning time, people would feel kind of lonely. You probably could take a poll and people would start feeling like, something's missing because that's a part of their dynamic of how they even start their day. You know what I'm saying? You talk about all the people that go work out, the workout music they listen to. You know what I'm saying? Even the scheduled things, even the commercials between the things, they get to even know them and like that kind of stuff because it gives you a sense of warmth.
Yeah. So the same way we just read about the positive feelings and effects that we can get from music, there are also negative results from certain kind of music. And I want to touch on this subject in this matter, particularly because people don't believe that the negative energy that's being put out there in some of this music is affecting people. Yeah. Whether you want to believe it or not, people are listening, particularly the younger generation.
Especially them.
Ears wide open, and we have to start being more careful about the energies that we're putting out here because it's starting to be used against us for the gain of profit. They don't care about our struggles. They don't care about the story. They don't care about where you came from, really. They don't.
Nah.
They know the lifestyle that we were forced to live was a trap. And that trap had a revolving door.
Yep.
See, like I said before, we was given the opportunity. We were given the opportunity to tell our stories about our struggles and our, in hopes of maybe spreading light on what was going on down in the hood and in the communities and make it and maybe making it better for those that was coming up after us.
Right.
But that wasn't their intentions. That wasn't their intentions were, let's use them in their stories to influence the world with negativity.
Yep.
Particularly within their own race and communities.
That was the hope of the plan.
Particularly. And this is how music is being used in a negative light today, to hurt us rather than help us. You see, because hip hop was created for us by us with a purpose. I don't know if people understand that or not, but hip hop was supposed to be the ear and the mouthpiece of the people. That's why in the beginning of hip hop, there were all these positive messages going out, to the people in the community to bring them together. That's what it was. We don't see that so much in hip hop. As a matter of fact, bro, when is the last positive hip hop song you heard? And I'm not trying to say that all music has to be positive, nice guy music, you know what I'm saying? But it's to the point to where I don't even hear people talking about their struggles no more.
No.
It's like nobody was ever broke.
Yeah.
It's like everybody always had money. You just came out the womb balling. Always had the Rolls Royce. You know what I'm saying? It's just like everybody's just suddenly rich, and all I hear is people talking about is killing, taking drugs, making money, messing with girls, and even the females talking about the same thing.
No, I had that whole, everything you just said, I had that on this little list I was just making up with the whole thing. Promiscuity, violence, drugs, drunk, revenge, take your spouse, whether you married to them or not, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure a whole bunch of other things that we're leaving off of that, thing right there. But that is what music is doing, and it's working great. Because, you know what I'm saying, even to answer your question, which was really pretty much rhetorical, because it don't need no answer, it ain't been no long time since you heard a positive nothing. As far as on mainstream radio, mainstream award shows, and mainstream videos. I mean, I know you could just upload the homie that got some tight music, you know what I'm saying, and this one and that one. All that's cool. That's going to be there. But that's not the things that they sticking into your children's face for 24 hours a day. Matter of fact, 25 hours a day. And it's not even 25 hours, but they got that long. That's how much they putting this stuff in front of your children, our children's faces.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Before school, this is what they listening to. You know what I'm saying? This is just a part of the things that helps them act the way that they acting right now. And everybody got a household with kids in them. You know how they acting right now. You know what I'm saying? So these things is going and pumping into their ears by the time they wake up. When they get in their car, if they driving with their friends, this is what's being played. And we ain't just coming down on music because it's just one part of it. You know what I'm saying? All the visual shows, it seems like every show we like, you know what I'm saying, is borderline trying to grab your attention and have you act like this. So if you think it's a mystery while the world is like it is and our kids are like it is and everything, the music is like it is, it's just like how a commercial will come on when it's time to eat something. They vying for your attention for you to choose something they put on that menu. So with this, they making our rappers is rich right now. I ain't seen a rapper right now complain about no money. You know what I'm saying? Because they paying you to keep this cycle going on right now. Would I have took it at the same age as y'all? Yes. So I ain't trying to say I'm no better than y'all.
You better believe it, Cleveland.
You know what I'm saying? We no better than y'all or nothing like that. We would have added to this terrible melting pot of distortion the way a human being should act. But with these things that we know now, we can change this narrative and we can act a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? The young people,
Keep it 100.
you don't have to do these things what they paying y'all to do. Even if y'all already came in and got the money, you can change it now. You know what I'm saying? Because this is your turn on these things. We done did, especially him, they done did what they did. You know what I'm saying? Came in the game thinking the game is just about what it is and not knowing that, hey, we got these people is looking at us. You know what I'm saying? As like somebody to be somebody instead of the industry realizes it, but the artist itself doesn't realize it of what he's putting out. You know what I'm saying?
And we have to understand that this cycle. We have to understand that this is a cycle. We have to understand that what's going on in music today is a cycle that has been created. Our very own lifestyles and the way that we were forced to live. I'm going to keep saying that. The way that we were forced to live in the ghettos and the projects and the slums. It's being used against us to trap other people that's looking up to the things that's being glorified.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That, it's making money for them, but it's hurting us. And we getting the short end of the stick on the money end as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we really not winning.
Yep.
They hurting us morally
and financially. Yo.
Having us run around here like coons.
Straight up. I mean, ain't no other way to say it.
For real.
When you think you got something and you ain't got that, that's worse than getting it taken from you. Because when you think you got something that they giving you and you don't even have that. Even look at Pac, how prolific Pac was. You know what I'm saying? They're actually lucky that this man didn't get a chance to put the music. I'm just thinking this. I don't know this 100%, but the music that I think he was wanting to put out.
I know for a fact.
Lucky he was able to do that.
I know for a fact. And that's why with the whole everything that happened to him was basically, as far as the law was concerned, swept under the rug.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you know, stuff came out, but ain't nobody really, there ain't no police really came to the, ain't no authorities really came to the media and said, okay, this is what, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, of course, it was a, you know, like, I look at it as a silencing. Just like there's a lot of controversy and mystery around a lot of our superstars that have passed away.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From all the way from Sam Cooke to Tupac.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, because it's not about the power of music for these people, bro. It's about the power of money. And there are some people that are in denial, and they'll say, oh, well, music ain't to blame, you know,
Yep.
people acting crazy and violence. Well, you know, it may not be the reason an altercation takes place or violence erupts. That may not be the main reason, but it damn sure could be the soundtrack.
Yo, and that's it.
It damn sure can be the soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? You know how many times, bro, you know how many times I done heard street dudes come up to us, bro, and say, man, y'all know how much work we put into y'all music, man. You know how many licks we hit listening to Bone? Now, back at the time, I was flattered, like, go ahead, nigga.
Yeah.
You know, that's right, man.
You know what I'm saying?
How much money you get?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Back then, you know what I'm saying? That's what it was. But it's like, you know, now, as like you said, as you get older and the things we know now, you look at things different. You don't have the same vision. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the same thought process. You know what I'm saying? Morals are different. Integrity means something a little bit different these days.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, man, it's real.
That's why this is one of the only sports that, you know what I'm saying, your knee don't have to hurt or nothing like that for you to be exiled from the game. They know that at a certain time, and I'm talking about just the people, the company people, you know what I'm saying, the record company people who had that meeting a long time ago, you know, where they was deciding not to have any more positive music in our music group, asking, they doing a meeting without us, but we'll get to that, you know what I'm saying, you go peep that show out before that we've done. But what I'm saying is that they personally keep this kind of stuff going on. This is not on accident. All this stuff was on purpose. They sat down, they got pencils and papers and pads and computers and said, we're not going to do this because we want a certain outcome to happen. And right now we're living in the outcome that they had from having that meeting to assassinate our positive music, because they know that if you do something positive, you play positive music, people, all day, dog, we could even take a study of plants. Plants are even alive. We could hook them up to control A, control B. That's for y'all science people that know all that kind of stuff like that. Hook up one to a bunch of violent music and see if that plant don't start trembling. Hook up another one to some soft, nice music that's going on to doing what it's doing. It's going to affect the body just like it's affecting those plants. That's why going back to where people listen to music to condone their lifestyle, because if they doing some violence, they want to hear nothing but that all day. Playboy dudes, you know what they got in the car. You know what I'm saying? They got all that, whatever it is that the female finna like when she get in. Everything that is played is up for a purpose to have you to react that way. And it's no different than anything else. That's why this music is important, man.
Truth.
It look like it ain't, because it look like, oh, that's just music. Nah, man. This is really going to direct the way that you finna act today.
Truth it is. Truth it is. Okay, but with everything, you know, we talked about earlier about the way music affects the brain and affects our emotions. It's really no way any artist can sit up here and feel no accountability for the things that they may have put out, you know, past, present, negative, positive. See, in America, America has been doing this freedom of speech. I can say what I want. You know, Americans, you know, like they're going off of this. You know, I can freedom of speech. I can say what I want to say, even if it offends or hurts the next person. So
Yeah.
what? Rah, rah, rah. You know what I'm saying? So we can always reason with ourselves to make it seem okay what we doing. But on this show, you know, we always ask the question.
That's right.
I always ask the question what God thinks about this. You know? And we know that God is a God of peace. So anything, wait, let me rephrase that. So any and everything that is not promoting peace, it's safe to say, is in opposition to God.
Real talk.
And some people will say, well, I like to keep it real. I like to express myself. You know what I'm saying? I like to express myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. But why do we always feel like we have to express ourselves? How come we never feel like we can express ourselves through peace? You know what I'm saying? I know we all been through a hell and back. Everybody. Yeah. We all been through hard times. Some been through harder times, you know what I'm saying? But for some reason, when we make it out, the hood, we get on for some reason, we still believe we have to move with the same mentality we moved with on the streets. All intense and tighten up, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, you know where I'm from, nigga? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why so many young artists being killed or going to prison, because we playing right into the trap. We playing the role in life in this movie that they want us to play.
Man, character for character.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they gave us them characters and we jumped right in them. Jumped right in the characters. Nigga didn't even have to audition.
Straight up.
Didn't even have to audition. Man, you know, but regardless, if we as artists don't want to take responsibility for the material or the negative music that we put out into the world, you know, we may not want to take accountability for it, but we will be held accountable in the end. I guarantee that.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, and just think about this. When you're standing in front of God and, you know, to be judged, and he has everything you did in your life right in front of him, sitting right here, and he asks you this. You got to think about this. Why did you take this perfect gift of music that I gave to you to promote violence, the use of drugs, whether it's weed or not, influencing your listeners to commit sinful acts of fornication, drug abuse, promoting rebelliousness, things that I specifically told my people to stay away from.
Yeah.
And here you are, taking this perfect gift that I have given you, and you've used it to turn my people away from me. Imagine being told that by God. You'd probably faint, because after that, you'd be like, oh, I ain't making it. Really.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Because here we are thinking that we doing something impressive, you know, that's loved by men. And, you know what I'm saying? But God does not feel the same way. And that's something we must stay conscious of. Again, what's our favorite saying on this show?
What does God think about this?
And just because man just because man says it's cool, don't mean God approves.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So,
no, that's true right there. Just real quickly like that. I mean, and that's with every gift, not just music. We just happen to be talking about music today. But, you know, that's imagine true. How many people actually just really prolific singers or rappers or whatever it is you do, or dancers, painters, whatever it is you're doing, but not giving that glory to the one who gave you the talent.
Yeah.
That'd be like you loaning me some snaps and I came up off them snaps and I ain't even use them. Not only did I not pay you back, but I'm not even using them for things that, you know, saying to uplift nothing. It's just, I'm using them all just for myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or to please or to appease the world. You know what I'm saying? And it can happen. So this ain't no dogging you kind of conversation of like, you know what I'm saying? Because it may sound like that, but if it do, good. Because at least you're thinking about this stuff. Like, you know what? Yeah. God gave me this talent. Maybe I could turn this around and use this for him with the time I got left here. Because it's never too late to turn around and start working for him.
And with everything I said in that, I said that so perfectly because this is what I asked myself. It's not something that I'm saying y'all done or y'all done.
I like that.
This is what I asked myself. This is the conversation I had with myself.
Transparency.
You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't just about us trying to tell y'all what to do. This is for everybody, man. Us too. Like for real. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, we thank y'all for tapping in with us. like we always do, don't forget to subscribe, man. Tell everybody that Truth Talks is your favorite podcast out. Thank y'all for listening, and always remember, the truth is always talking.
Just gotta shut up and listen.
Truth talk, truth talk, truth talk.
You just gotta listen.